So today I figured I'd just talk to my phone until something made sense, which, to be honest, isn't much different from normal. What are you going to do? But yeah, I'm in a bit of a quandary, or I'm stuck mentally in terms of my relationship to my transition. It's now become not a question of am I trans, it's more am I ready to transition, I suppose. Or do I want to put the effort in order to transition? So I mean, this has all sort of come about because of the name change, and you look into that and you see how many things you have to legally change. It's everything, and it's a lot. And my brain's now, it's like, well, you're lazy. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be putting yourself through all that, and it's frustrating. But my brain is now sitting there and it's working its way through. It's like, so, well, I'm coming up, oh Christ, we're not far off 3 years of starting transition when I first admitted to myself that I was trans. So, and it's like, I'm not that much different. I mean, in terms of physically anyway. Mentally, yes, I'm so much better than I was. I gave up drinking, and I'm now fitter than ever before in terms of the physical shape. But then, it's like, well, I could have done that anyway and not be trans. But that doesn't make that. I worded that badly. But it's the changes that I've made. They've not really been towards transition sort of thing. They've just sort of been towards overall mental and physical health, which is fantastic. And it's shown that, I mean, I'm wording this so badly. But now I'm sort of caught as to where I want to go in terms of overall presentation, and I'm at the point, like I say, where I want to change my name, but do I really, And this is a lot of noise, unfortunately, but it's preying on me. Not to the point where it's making me unhappy, but it's one of those ones where you get something stuck in your head and it becomes annoying. Because it's like, I should have a clear answer to this. And yes, there is no clear way or set route to transition. But at the same time, it's nice. It's like having again, there's a discussion about identity and various labels and stuff like that. And most people find comfort in having a set of labels, or a label that applies to them. And the only label that I can come up with in terms of my gender identity is that I'm not male anymore. And that's a perfectly valid label, but I'm not happy with it. So I'm trying to figure out who I am and where I want to be and what name I want to go by, and it's annoying. It's the easiest way to describe it. It's like there's an itch in the back of my skull and I can't quite get it, and I know that it's that far off. Except it's just, but and it's not full bore imposter syndrome. It's not that I'm not good enough to transition, for example. I mean, I occasionally see glimpses of myself now as feminine, and it's fantastic. I mean, not so much today, but in general, and it's nice to know that the changes I've made affect that. But at the same time, it's like, I'm nearly 3 years in. I should see more, and I'm disappointed to a degree that I'm not. I think the main kicking off of this is how the media's and everything's been recently toward, and the whole, let's not go down that route, because that's just farcical. If you check today's date and you check about trans rulings and things of that nature, it's been an interesting one, and that's why I've come to work early, just to get away from Twitter, basically. Not anything I've done, but just how it is in general. But yeah, it's the frustration now, I think, of not quite knowing what I am, and then there's the fact that I know that the reason I'm behind in terms of hair growth and voice training and stuff, it's because of things that I haven't done or have done. I shaved my head, that's on me. So it's not that I can blame anybody, and I think I'm looking for somebody to blame other than myself, but the only person I can blame is me. But yeah, this is just because I wanted to just get something down, and it wouldn't I knew it wouldn't make sense. I would need to put this in the description that it's not going to make sense. But yeah, I know I'm not a guy anymore, but by the same token, I'm not quite sure what I actually am. Yeah, so it's like, and again, because of the whole ambivalence over how I look in terms of certain areas, it just doesn't, it's never bothered me, But then at the same time, there's the whole, there's adhering to stereotypes, which is bad, but then there's wanting to adhere to stereotypes to be perceived as feminine, and then it's just, yeah. And then there's also the fact that the things that I do sometimes don't work. So it's like I'm on a diet, I'm doing exercise, but my belly seems to be getting bigger again, and it's just, well, that's frustrating. Even though I am losing weight, and it's like, So yeah, I'm at the point in my personal transition where not a lot of it is making sense to me, and again, there is help out there if you are struggling with these things. I just prefer to put my thoughts onto a video and slap it up on YouTube and let everybody mock me mercilessly. It's like I had a video a couple of videos ago. I put a video up and then it had 2 dislikes within 7 minutes of it going up. It ended up having like 16 likes in total, but 2 dislikes, and that was all. 2 dislikes from 4 views, I think. But, if you don't like me, so be it. I mean, I don't like me some days. But yeah, this is 7.5 minutes of rambling so far. But no, the transition is very individual. That much I have to say. It is very individual. Hopefully, if it is right for you, you will find the right way that you want to do it, and there is no right way to do it other than the way you want to do it. There's not a set checklist. There's not a set bunch of rules that you have to follow. But I think it's my brain, my psyche, whatever you want to call it, is just looking for some sense of order in it all. I'm not a very ordered person, to be fair, but I do like things to make sense, if that is the right term. And I think that's what I'm missing at the moment, so I've got to try and find that. The only place I will find it is within me as well. It's no use me looking at other people's stories. I mean, it'll help, but I can't adopt somebody's story to my own, because for different circumstances, different ways of living, different everything, so it doesn't make sense to try and copy and paste, if you will. I've got to find my own route and my own path, and I think that's where I'm struggling. Yeah. Right, apologies that this didn't make any sense. I just needed to get some thoughts out. I'm sorry. Right, take care, guys. See you later. Or girls. Or in-betweens. Folks. I keep forgetting to use folks. See, that's something else I've got to deal with. Yay. Alright, bye.